Good afternoon. You're listening to WVKR 91.3 FM, coming to you from Poughkeepsie, New York, the great Hudson Valley. Today's exec show guest is the lovely Cornelia Murr, who recently released her album Run to the Center. Before we get into the meat of everything, we're going to play you the very first song off that album, which is called Skylight.
My name's Cornelia Murr, and I just put this record out, Run to the Center, a few days ago, and I have spent lots of time in the Hudson Valley, as it turns out, so I'm very happy to be here talking to you, Nicole.
Thank you so much for being here. I was very lucky. I got to see you at Union Pool this past Friday.
Oh, you were there.
I was there.
Awesome.
I was there. I fought my way to the front. I fought my way very kindly to the front, I should say.
Oh, you're familiar now that that's so cool.
So you were so great. You mentioned you had been recovering from a cough, but I didn't even believe you because you couldn't tell at all. You sounded great.
Some sort of I don't know, the gods were on my side that night and the following night. I didn't cough once on stage, but I was recovering from the worst cough I've had in many years. So something just saved me.
I think it's because you were in this all white outfit and you had these pearl barrettes on. It literally looked like you had a halo. So I think you were kind of summoning.
I was somehow asking from the divine. I don't know.
Yeah. Bright enough to be noticed. But anyways, you played this whole new record, Run to the Center, front to back, which it's so rare that we get to hear an album in full live, or I mean even less so within our own earbuds. I don't know many people anymore who are just sitting there on Spotify listening to something the whole way through. But I was a big fan of the fact that you did this.
Honestly, those two nights so warming to my heart. Like, the energy in the crowd was, I mean, I think the best I've ever felt, and just so much sweetness. And I mean, that does so much for a performer.
Right.
Like anyone will say, like it's totally a symbiotic relationship. You know, there's just as much going on with the energy of the people in the room than there is that I'm bringing to things. And I felt so incredibly held those 2 nights. It was such a gift to me. I haven't always felt like that. So yeah, the fans are awesome. And yeah, I'm about to do it again in a couple of days. It'll be interesting to see if LA is as kind.
Oh, that's interesting. I'm from LA, so it's always funny to see the difference in how people are behaving in those 2 cities. I have my suspicions, but we don't want to jinx anything.
Yeah, me too, but we won't go there.
But anyways, I was saying it was cozy in there. You said you felt like you were being held. I think it's because it has like this great sense of warmth, which seems maybe kind of, to me, unexpected, because I mean, the way I would describe your voice, it's not quite smoky, but it's like, I was thinking of this earlier, it sounds like when wind hits snow, if that maybe makes any sense, like kind of like that.
I love that image.
I'm glad you do. And that sounds very cold, but that's not how it comes off on these songs, which so much of them have like such a real, despite maybe some more somber lyrics, a real like driving force. I love Pushing East. I loved hearing it live. It was so good. And maybe that's more of an obvious example of this, but it feels like so many others have this way of like, it seems like you're creating this sense of longing, but you're not necessarily lingering, you know, or like dwelling on certain things.
Yeah, I definitely wanted the feeling of movement on this album. And I mean, I don't know how consciously I thought about it, but I guess, yeah, in the past, people have described my music a lot as like dreamy and mellow, and that's fine, but that's not all I am, I guess, or I wanted this record to feel like energized and like it was moving, because, I mean, it's kind of part of the theme of what a lot of the songs are about. Like that one, Pushing East, is certainly about that.
Pushing east, rubbing up against the mountain, you're over there with everything I held dear, and maybe adore me. Another direction was calling, you answered for me, your voice is sweet, echoing familiar off the bass. The new girls on my harmony circulate. You're right back where you belong. We were all alone. An audience of one is no fun. An audience of one wasn't enough. When I see you by the light,
I mean, that song in particular is a little bit about what I think of as sort of like a clash of feelings when your life is like changing suddenly, which can be, kind of frightening or abrupt, or jarring, but also like you feel so alive, when like everything is you're just catapulted into a new chapter, bam, that's it. And that's sort of a breakup song, so that's one reason why that can happen, but there's many scenarios. But yeah, there's something actually quite positive about that too, just momentum, and like you feel very much alive. So anyway, I'm glad to hear that.
You're asking yourself these very big questions on this album, it seems, and you're talking about maybe how things have changed slightly since you wrote your debut album and then your EP in 2022. Are you someone who needs time to translate thoughts and big feelings into lyrics and instrumentation even, or are you like maybe someone who needs to jump right into that process? What does that look like for you?
That's a good question that I don't have a simple answer for. I think that's a tendency I have to be like, well, this and also this. So to answer that question, it goes very much like one of two ways for me when writing, and it's definitely the case with the songs on this album, that some of them I had knocking around for a really long time, or I had been working on them for a long time. Like there's a few, like Layaway, for example, is a song that I was like a Tetris that I messed with hundreds of times, like totally worked to death, and I love how it turned out actually, but wasn't always so sure that it was going to work. But anyway, then there are others like the title track, like Skylight as well, and some others on there that just like fell out really quickly. Like I think in general I process things slowly, like I think that is true, like just as a person, but as a songwriter, sometimes things just really do come out just as, without even consciously. In fact, I have an easier time writing without consciously sitting down and trying to. It often just sort of comes, at least the beginning of something. So yeah, it's a total mix there.
Take the key.
But you spoke about things coming to you sometimes just in the moment. And because we're in the Hudson Valley, we're going to talk a little bit about the Hudson Valley and Lake Tier of the Clouds, if that's okay, which you described in this interview that it felt like some sort of divine intervention where pieces were falling into place very seamlessly and in a way that you didn't expect. And to my knowledge, you spent a lot of time in the Hudson Valley thinking about that debut record. And so I'm wondering how maybe that experience influenced your decision to, if it was a decision at all, to write and develop and record Run to the Center in Nebraska.
These weren't conscious choices, honestly, like in any sort of, there was no pre-planning of like where things would occur. It's just a matter of where life has taken me, and that's what's going on, so that's the source of, it's not the only source, but it informs things. I am sort of, I've moved a ton, as you maybe know. I don't know. It's hard for me to say like where I'm from, but if there's one place, it would be the Hudson Valley / New York City. Like both of my parents grew up in the Hudson Valley. Both their families go way back in the area. It's where my grandma lived up until she passed away a few years ago at 103, and aunts and uncles. And it's like steeped in more history than anywhere else for me. And I didn't grow up there as a kid, but I always, went there, and then did move there when I was like 20, right after graduating college in the city. I moved up on my own accord to Hudson in 2011, which was like the early days of whatever it's become now. It was not. It was like fairly unrecognizable then. But anyway, I guess I'm just saying that, yeah, I've spent a lot of time there. I guess to answer like one part of this about my first record, the writing of that record didn't only take place in the Hudson Valley, because the songs that ended up on that record they spanned a number of years. It was my first record. So it was like all the first songs that I wanted to do. And some of them had come out more closely to when we made the record, which is, I was living in LA at the time. So some of them were written in LA, but a number of them were written in the years past. From that time I was living in Hudson, from times I was living in New York City. I did a ton of, like everyone who's spent time in the Hudson Valley, train rides up and down, the Hudson River. Anyway, it's the Lake Tier of the Clouds is the name of the lake that is sort of called the source of the Hudson River, which it's not really, like a little lake up there in the Adirondacks, but the river is important to me in my life, and like it runs both ways. Maybe it's tidal, it's got some sort of peculiarities to it, but it just felt like, it was my first record, and it was connected to the source of, where I guess I come from and where my family's from, and leading up to where, it found me in my life when I made it. I don't know if that makes sense, but it was just, it was a part of it. The Nebraska thing was a total twist in my life that I never saw coming. And again, I wrote some of that record in LA too, or in different places, but it did serve as, it's where it was finished. And I guess I just, I'm looking for metaphors, and they often easily present themselves in like place, scenery, landscape. The center of the country was part of that, I don't know, pretty broad answer there, but
no. And I learned a lot too. I had no idea about the Hudson running in two directions. It feels like a metaphor for things maybe showing up on both albums, just from you're gonna giggle at this question, but did you shoot Skylight on the Hudson? Am I getting that
yes,
that was right? That was right.
Right.
It was a pretty big clue that there was like this huge river lined by trees, and like the bridges here all look the same. But I get
what bridge that was? Extra credit. The Rip Van Winkle, doesn't matter, but that's what it was.
Noted. Yeah. I have to go visit it now. It does seem though like the environment that you're in is like physically even affecting the album, like the bullfrogs on Run to the Center, things
They're
like that.
They're in the Hudson Valley, by the way.
They're in the Hudson Valley?
Yeah, not to confuse things, but yes, that's where they come from.
It's all coming together. It's all coming
together.
Credit.
I think because, again, like I said, I've moved so much, and even currently I'm like actually not even really properly living anywhere. I'm spending chunks of time. It's a kind of a mess, but I think maybe that's why. Like I'm always, not always, but a change in environment is sort of a recurring theme for me. So it changes you a lot, changes me. Mm-hmm. It informs, it brings a whole lot of new information. So it seems kind of natural. Mm-hmm.
You're so to one make all else seem sweet. Spent a while with you, still getting back on my feet. You're the tiger and the lily, lunging at me with your cruel beauty, working on this old house as it fits my body. If I take care of it, it'll take care of me. Stripping leaves off the centuries, maps of other worlds, obscure destinies. I put you in between all my wildest dreams and me. I named you the loose string, as if you could ever unravel me, as if you could ever unravel me. Run to the center, you got nowhere to be. Run to the center, you got nowhere to be.
You sang your cover of literally one of my favorite songs ever, Dion's Only You Know, which my fluid connection here is that's off a Phil Spector album he made years after he was, famous for doo-wop and stuff.
Yeah.
And then you also covered my other favorite song on Lake Tear of the Clouds, Yoko Ono's I Have a Woman Inside My Soul.
You knew both of those songs?
Oh, I love both of those songs.
Oh, that's great. That's great. A lot of it's just, they don't. When I first heard that song of hers years ago, I just couldn't believe it was her. She sounded like this soft, almost like a jazz singer or something. Like, very different character. And yeah, the lyrics were so good. And but it took me, I thought I kind of had a sense of her music, but I totally didn't know that for a long time. That's partly why I choose to cover songs, is they're ones that I love, and maybe they seem a little like under recognized or something. So same with the Dion song. Yeah, I'm cool. That's cool. You knew that one as well.
I'm waiting to see it. You know it's only a question of when. 'Cause I know how much you're missing whenever you know that it's missing, and only you know where you have been to. Only you know what you have been through. There's better things you're gonna get into, and I wanna be there too. Oh yes I do. I know it's not easy for you to start to believe again. And when the day comes, don't let yourself be deceived again. 'Cause I know that you've been waiting, been such a long time that you've been waiting, and only you know where you have been to. Only you know what you have been through. There's better things you're gonna get into, and I wanna be there too. Oh yes I do. Oh yes I do.
And this is maybe my least favorite question in the world, so I feel a little bit guilty asking you, but are there any artists that come immediately to mind when you're thinking about what turned you on to music in general, or if that came young or later, what was going on there?
Gosh, yeah. This kind of question is coming up a lot lately, and I always like have different answers. I mean, there's just so much. You sound like a music head, so like you know how it goes. There's so much great music. It's almost impossible to begin to describe like influences for me anyway. But earlier this morning, I was like beginning to write this little thing for the Village Voice about like my favorite album. I have a very hard time choosing favorites, but I was writing about the band Broadcast and the record Tender Buttons. Their sounds are very experimental, and I just love Trish Keenan's voice so much. I was thinking about watching the store yesterday when they're playing Fiona Apple, Tidal, which is like hit me so hard when I was young. The obvious things like Neil Young and Joni Mitchell, and I mean definitely Nina Simone, Aretha Franklin, and Kate LeBon is a big inspiration to me. She's a producer as well, and there aren't a whole lot of female producers, and I just think she's such an incredible producer. But I guess she's sort of a later influence. I wasn't listening to her when I was a kid, but the Beatles, all of it.
Yeah, the good stuff.
Bretton Wood was another one I was thinking about today. Roy Ayers, who passed away today. Love him.
I mean, you flying colors. Have you ever seen the documentary of Nina Simone live at Montreux Jazz Festival in like 1976?
That's so funny you bring that up. I haven't watched the whole thing, but recently I watched a few different songs from that same show, and I'm trying to remember the name of the one that blew my mind. I'm forgetting, so don't put this in the interview.
Was it did it happen to be Stars?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was Stars.
Yeah, I know.
Blew my mind, which I guess she didn't write, but she's like it seems, well, I know she changed the lyrics because I
Mhm.
looked up the original lyrics, but it seems like she's doing it on the spot.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
probably the case, but it's just her energy is so, it feels so ad-libbed and
Uh-huh.
like improvised.
Yeah, no, you can. She's like on an edge the entire time
She's
too.
also
It's like
tense. Yeah, yeah.
kind of
Because
can't.
she's demanding. I feel like she's like exposing this like vulnerability in her too, because she seems fragile. Like
Yeah.
she's so powerful and commanding, but if somebody makes a sound and distracts her, it throws her off. So
Mhm.
she gets angry,
Mhm. Telling that
understandably.
girl to sit down.
It's down, yeah, yeah. But it's both like her being a diva and also like,
Exactly.
wait, I need you to not distract me because I'm in like this very fragile channel here, you know?
I said I used the same word to describe it. I told my friend it's diva, but like in a way that makes you kind of want to die, because it's so heart-wrenching, but she's just so awesome.
Yeah, she's just the best. I love her to no end.
Light the milk on a candle, twilight so on your wing. There's no need to gamble on a good thing. In the dream I asked you, it seemed kinda rude, but in the light of day I'm going to. How do you get by?
That was Cornelia Murr's How Do You Get By off that same record, Run to the Center, perhaps a little bit influenced by her beloved Broadcast band. Before I ramble on and speculate about that for any further, though, let's get right back to that interview. I saw you play the tambourine, the keyboard, piano, guitar, I'm sure many more things, but I made a bet with my friend on the way there that you were indeed a live and incredible whistler. It wasn't somebody doing it for you on the record. And we were arguing about this, and I was like, why would anyone get someone to whistle on the record and then not be able to do it live? Anyways, I was right, and I was very jealous of you because I've been trying to whistle without sounding like a boiling kettle or something. I mean, not that'd be a good
that's
whistle.
A good thing.
That'd be a good whistle. I can't even describe what mine
whistle.
sounds like. Any secrets to the trade?
Oh man, well thank you first of all. That would be so funny, by the way, if I had someone just come up just to whistle.
I know. Or you were just like lip syncing the whistle part, like.
Oh no, yeah. I mean, I love to whistle. I'm not like an especially good whistler, and it live, it can go. Like I've learned little things, like if I wet my lips by accident, like which I do sometimes, it's like a nervous tick, that really messes it up. They gotta be kind of dry, or like, I don't know, that's kind of gross, but whatever. Definitely whistling into a microphone with reverb is a different experience than whistling in your kitchen, that helps. But I mean, whistling is just so fun to me, and I think I started doing it, I really didn't like even mean to or think about it, but I don't really like take solos on anything. Like I don't do guitar solos. I'm not very good in that way, and it's just not something that I had the inclination to do. But a whistle solo, it's a way of soloing, and it's a shift from the voice. It's just sort of something, an instrument that we carry with us that we don't have to lug.
Yeah. It's like your trademark too, like you've established. I don't know.
It's so funny that I've heard that a few times lately, and I'm down with that.
Tell me what you see. Is there room left in the sky? We're ripping at the seams. The uniform is tied. Meanwhile, I see the churn in all directions.
Yeah, I mean, I should say I thank you deeply for spending some time here talking about the work, chatting with me. Um, I'm
So
very
much fun.
thrilled if you haven't been able to tell because I'm assuming like a lot of other people, I listened to like Tear of the Clouds many, many times. Let's say while I like to say emotionally sore. But it's delightful to have Run to the Center now alongside that album is like a really nice reminder of there being this constant flow, think of the river, of new memories, like meeting the old, and there just being plenty of new people and feelings that come with love and the loss of it too. Anyways, you talk about things and like emotions without regret on a lot of these tracks, and I don't know, it's something I hope that you get commended for, and if not, I want to commend
Oh,
you for it because being honest and hopeful is so hard.
actually, I've never heard that before or like realized that because I actually struggle with regret. Like I
Mm,
think about that a lot. And there's a song on the record called "In the Wings"
mm-hmm.
that actually is sort of exploring regret a bit, like what could have been out of a past situation, which is sort of like in the wings, in the wings of the theater, and it didn't you're like watching from the side and you didn't get to see it or play out. Is kind of what that's about.
Mm-hmm.
But but I'm glad to hear that it doesn't ring as regret, or on the whole the songs don't, because I think it's partly what leads me to write, actually, and that's like, maybe why it doesn't sound regretful is that it helps me deal with it for
Mm-hmm.
sure. It's like a place to put it. But I got it. you know.
So, I mean, yeah, In the Wings, it's kind of like your jazzier song. I was just thinking of
Yeah.
Nina Simone again. There's some connections.
Yeah, it weirdly becomes sort of a playful song, which is funny given the context. But that's I don't want to say the alchemy, it's sort of an overused way of putting it. But you get to change the thing
Mm-hmm.
by way of the song. So.
Yeah.
I didn't know then how long waiting to all of the lives since and can unravel all of them. I see you in the wings just before the show begins. I spend a lot of time in a gallery of memory. The walls are thin. Somehow I thought you'd be waiting. Crazy things we believe to keep from grieving. I see you in the wings forever.
You mentioned in a recent interview that you have a somewhat, I'm using your words, fraught relationship with playing live. Not because you hate it, obviously. I mean, I saw you do it. You looked like you were having a good time, I hope. But because you've been forced to perform solo, which is not necessarily something you're always seeking out anymore, which is good news because you're about to be touring with the French duo Papoose. Am I saying that? I was maybe thinking there was a French way to say it that I was gonna
You said
butcher.
it in a nice French way. Yeah.
In terms of tri-state area locations, you have performances in May. In New York City, you're there with them on May 6th, then in Kingston on June 6th, Boston June 5th, Philadelphia on June 8th. You know these things, amongst many other dates.
Yeah, I can't wait to play in Kingston, Hudson Valley show.
That's a good one. That is such a good location. I saw Patti Smith there a few months ago, and it was so awesome. But yeah, Kingston is great. This definitely doesn't have to draw on the tour, on the upcoming tour in particular, but do you have any like experience or wisdom when it comes to creatively collaborating or even just communicating with other artists?
I mean, collaboration is such a part of making music. You know, I have made a lot of things very much alone, which is its own, its own experience, and there's beauty in that too. And like you said, I have toured a lot, well, a fair amount. I've played quite a bit solo. And it's not that I hate it, that it can be very powerful, but you hear this record that I just put out, and it's a band record. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of layers, and the downside of playing solo is lacking collaboration and the chemistry of who you're playing with, and not being able to deliver the sound unless you're using tracks, which I have also done at times. But I really do want to bring this record in particular to people's ears, like with a lush, layered, full band sound. So yeah, that has been a challenge in the past, and something that I sometimes felt like I was disappointing people, like coming out solo when they were expecting, like Tear the Clouds has a lot going on too. And I couldn't usually play it the way it sounded. So that was difficult. But I mean, collaboration comes in many forms. Like I haven't done a ton of co-writing. I tend to write by myself, but I did do a song not too long ago with the artist Alice Bowman that was called Heart of Scorpio. And that was such a great experience of meeting her. I'd been a fan of hers for like a decade, and it just happened very organically and was so satisfying to me. So yeah, I mean, I've worked with people here and there. I don't know. It's definitely, while there's a lot you can do on your own, and I like to do a lot on my own. Maybe I'm a bit controlling and precious about how I want things to be, but collaboration is it's just so embedded in music. Right. It's like you play it with other people and you play it for other people. Even the audience is part of the collaboration of whatever is happening in there. And yeah, I don't know, it's so essential. And when it feels good, like the players on stage the other night in Brooklyn, who I'd just met, and they were just so fun to play with. And that makes performing all the more fun when you enjoy the people, that you're up there with, and you're cracking jokes and smiling. And I'd never had so much fun with a band than I did that night.
That's great. I really thought you guys must have been rehearsing for months, and you guys were like maybe like childhood friends or like something. It was a good group. It was a very good group. And I'm sure the upcoming tour will be similarly a good time.
I got to figure out who I'm bringing. I don't even know.
That's fun. I guess stressful, but I hope it's exciting. Anyways, thank you so much for your time, your energy, your music. It's been lovely. It's been a real treat.
Thank you so much, Nicole. Thanks for listening and for being at the show and being so fun to talk to.
Thank you. I mean, I look forward to it. I mean, I look forward to more from you always. But right now, I mean, of course, I'm greedy. I just got something really big. I got a really big present.
You're so sweet.
But yeah. But anyways, I hope this tour is fulfilling and fun. Most importantly, fun. That's all we can wish for, right?
Thank you. Thank you for wishing that upon me. That's very kind. I hope the next few months are fun for you.
Thank you.
Because it's our one and only life,
Exactly. Yeah. Those were the wise words and music of Cornelia Murr, who is touring these upcoming months. You should absolutely go see her. She's a wonderful performer. If you do not have the chance to do so, please give Run to the Center a good and long listen. I very much recommend it. Thank you so much for listening. Again, this is WVKR 91.3 FM. Please enjoy the rest of your day.